Hello and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS. Let's begin today's daily quiz with question number 1 on your screen. Consider the following statements with regards to FCRA, that is Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. Number 1. The foreign funding of persons in India is regulated by FCRA Act and is implemented by the Ministry of Home Affairs. Second, under the Act, the registered NGOs can receive foreign contributions for 5 purposes, that is social, educational, religious, economic, and cultural. Third, the Act ensures that the recipients of foreign contributions adhere to the stated purpose for such contribution to be obtained. Which of these given statements is or are correct? The correct answer here is D, since all the 3 given statements are correct. As the statement says, the FCRA Act has been used to regulate the foreign funds that individuals and NGOs get from outside India. They can only be used for the stated purposes. So, for example, if you run an NGO and you got funds from the US or Europe for the purpose of setting up schools in India or for the purpose of sponsoring education in India, then you can only use those funds for that purpose and not for anything else. This act is implemented and enforced by the Ministry of Home Affairs. You would see in the past few years, a lot of NGOs receiving foreign fundings have been delisted in India because the government feels that they are not utilizing the foreign funding that they are getting for the said purposes, or they are using the funds for anti-government activities. The reason why we are asking this question is because of this news in the Hindu newspaper, according to which the NGOs that are linked to the Congress party will receive the FCRA nod and will be able to get funds from outside India. Many of these NGOs had been under investigation under multiple laws such as the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, the Income Tax Act, and the FCRA. Now it seems that most of them have been given the clearance and their registration will be valid till 2026. Under the FCRA Act, once the NGO receives nod from the FCRA, that is only valid for 5 years. So after every 5 years, the NGO has to register under the FCRA Act once again. Question number 2. The election schedule for state assembly elections in India is decided by number 1. The State Election Commission. Number 2. The Governor of the respective state. Third, the Election Commission of India. Or fourth, the President of India on the advice of the Council of Ministers. It's a very easy question. The correct answer here is C. It is the Election Commission of India that decides the schedules for the parliament elections as well as the state legislative elections. Not just this, the elections for the President of India and for the Vice President's post is also conducted by the Election Commission of India. On the other hand, the State Election Commission is responsible for scheduling and for conducting elections for the panchayats as well as the municipalities. This has been in the news over the past couple of weeks ever since the Election Commission of India has announced the schedule for the upcoming 5 state elections. It is also in the news today because the Election Commission has rescheduled the Punjab polls and now that will take place on February 20th instead of the original date of 14th of February. The reason why this rescheduling has been done is the Election Commission of India says that it has received various applications from the state governments, political parties and other people saying that a large number of devotees from Punjab would travel to Varanasi to participate in the Sri Guru Ravidas Ji Jayanti that shall be observed on the 16th of February. And that is why if the polls were to be held on 14th, it might have seen a lower participation than expected. Thus, the original schedule would have deprived a lot of people from their right to vote. And that is why the Election Commission of India, in a very rare occurrence, has decided to postpone the elections by about a week. It must be noted that about 32% of Punjab's population comes under the scheduled caste category and many of them are followers of Sri Guru Ravidas. The Chief Minister said that on the occasion of Sri Guru Ravidas Jayanti, it is expected that about 20 lakh people from the state of Punjab would visit Varanasi to celebrate the occasion. Next, question number 3. Which of the given statements with regards to the Kathak dance is or are not correct? Number 1. Usually a solo performance, the dancer often pauses to recite verses followed by their execution through movement. Second, Kathak is the only form of classical dance wedded to Hindustani or to the North Indian music. Third, under the Tughlaq and the Khilji emperors and their nobles, Kathak was performed in the court where it acquired its present features and developed into a form of dance with distinctive style. Remember, you have to choose which of these is not correct. The correct answer here is C. Of the three given statements, only the third one is wrong, while the first and the second statements are correct. The reason why the third statement is wrong is Kathak was not performed in the court of the Tughlaqs or the Khilji emperors. Rather, it was a practice followed by most of the Mughal emperors, who gave patronage to the Kathak dance form and made sure that it is spread across the country. The reason why we are asking this question is because of this unfortunate news in the newspaper about passing away of Pandit Birju Maharaj, one of the best known exponents of Kathak dance form in the country. The winner of the Padma Vibhushan, Pandit Birju Maharaj was extremely famous for his facial expressions that he used to draw parallels with many phenomena, including the Earth's motion on its axis, a river in a spade, movement of ants, and much more. The original name of Pandit Birju Maharaj was Brij Mohan Nath Sharma. He was born in a family of dancing legends and was trained by his father Achan Maharaj and uncles Lachu Maharaj and Shambhu Maharaj. Next, question number 4. Consider the following statements with regards to the Indian State of Forest Report 2021 that just came out a few days back. Number 1. The first such survey was conducted in 1987 and the 2021 is 17th edition of this report. Second, three categories of forest are surveyed: very dense forest having a canopy density of over 70%, moderately dense forest having a canopy density of 40 to 70%, and open forest having a density of 10 to 40%. Third, it has for the first time assessed forest cover in tiger reserves, tiger corridors, and the Gir forest, which houses the Asiatic lion. Which of these given statements is or are correct? The correct answer here is D, since all the three given statements are correct with regards to the recently released Indian State of Forest report. In fact, we had discussed about this report a few days back in one of the CNAs when this report was still to come out. The reason why we are asking this question is because the Indian Express in this article has covered the Indian State of Forest Report of 2021, which has shown a steady increase in the nation's forest cover overall. As per the report, India's forests have increased by over 1500 square kilometer between 2019 and 2021, and 17 states in India have a forest cover of over 33%, which is the goal as per India's forest policy. However, a worrying sign is that we also lost 1600 square kilometers of natural forest during this period. This loss was compensated by an improvement in the health of some of the protected area and the reserved forest in India. The article also says that in 2017, the Food and Agriculture Organization said that all the plantations other than oil palm trees would be defined as forest. This classification was criticized throughout the world by many scientists, experts, and other NGOs, but was still implemented throughout the world since it gave a chance to the governments to increase their forest cover at least on paper. Next is a previous year question from 2019. With reference to the Swadeshi movement, consider the following statements. Number 1. It contributed to the revival of the indigenous artisan crafts and industries. Second, the National Council of Education was established as a part of the Swadeshi movement. Which of these given statements is or are correct? The correct answer here is C, since both the given statements are correct. Both these are connected with the Swadeshi movement that was launched in Bengal post the Bengal partition of 1905 at the hands of the British government. As the name suggests, the Swadeshi movement talked about accepting Indian made goods and services and rejecting and boycotting whatever is made in the British and is forced upon the Indians. The Swadeshi spirit also led to establishment of Swadeshi textile mills, soap and match factories, banks, etc., and contributed to reviving the indigenous artisan crafts and industries that were suffering because of supply of cheap goods from British after the Industrial Revolution. On 15th August 1906, the National Council of Education was set up to organize a new system of education in India. Next, we have a fact of the day, and today we will be discussing about how exactly does the center government chooses the tableaux for the Republic Day parade that takes place at Janpath. The reason why it is in the news is because West Bengal government has said that it is extremely disappointed that the center government has not accepted West Bengal's tableaux for the Republic Day parade and has not even given reasons or justifications for the same. As per the West Bengal government, the tableaux from West Bengal was supposed to commemorate the contributions of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and the INA on his 125th birth anniversary. This is not the first state to accuse the centre government of rejecting their tableaux. Kerala also earlier said that their proposed tableaux, which was supposed to feature Sri Narayan Guru, was rejected by the central government. However, the centre government is yet to announce the final list of tableaux that have been selected for the parade. The sources say that there will be a total of 21 that will be selected for the parade. The Republic Day parade, for which the entire nation waits throughout the year, is coordinated by the Defence Ministry. The ministry said that there is an expert committee that selects tableaux for the Republic Day parade each year. Usually in September every year, the Defence Ministry invites all the states and union territories, central government departments, and some other authorities to participate in the parade and send their applications for their respective tableaux. This year, about 80 such proposals were sent across the country. So, if only 21 of them have been selected, it is not just West Bengal or Kerala whose applications have been rejected, but these are the ones that have made the most news out of everyone. The Defence Ministry also gives a theme to the respective authorities while asking for their applications. This year's theme was India at 75 Freedom Struggle, or Ideas at 75, Achievements at 75, Actions at 75, and Resolve at 75. As per the guidelines, the tableaux of two states or union territories cannot be too similar since they are meant to showcase the diversity of the country. They cannot have any writing or use of logos except the name of the state, union territory, or department. It should be written in Hindi in the front and English on the back, and a regional language on the sides of the tableaux. The expert committee that the Defence Ministry sets up for selecting the tableaux usually has experts from the field of art, culture, painting, sculpture, music, etc. The committee scrutinizes all the applications and then makes suggestions for the modifications. In the next stage, the selected participants must present a 3D model, which again is examined by the expert committee, and when the final selection is made, the committee looks into multiple factors such as visual appeal, impact on the masses, the idea behind the tableaux, the degree of detail involved, accompanying music, etc. The ministry also stipulates that a distance of about 6 feet should be kept between the tractor and the trailer for turning and maneuvering. The dimensions of the trailer are 24 feet, 8 inches long, and 8 feet wide. These are all the details that you needed to know about the selection of tableaux for the Republic Day Parade in India. This is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching.